Got it. Oh, we're actually on?
Oh, okay. You gonna run it?
Oh, we're on. Hi.
Hi.
This is Jen and Barb. We are coming here from the Digital Content New Fronts 2010 in New York City. And I am Jen. This is Barb. We have a show called Mom Life.
That's right.
And I have to say, this is very interesting for us. We are two moms who kind of created the show.
Met each other in a Mommy and Me class.
And we are finding ourselves in this really incredible space. I have to say, Ariana Huffington and...
It was amazing. Didn't you love her?
I did love her.
I thought she was incredible. And Martha Stewart as well. She blew my mind.
I thought so too. So we're really just enjoying this space, you know, as two moms. I don't know if there's any moms out there watching right now. If you do, how do you have so much time on your hands? It's a very long day.
I got a baby crying in the back.
Yeah, but actually, I'm kind of wondering, are the people sitting and watching this entire thing at home?
I think so. I'm hoping so.
I'm hoping so.
I have to say though, like Martha Stewart, Ariana Huffington, I got to go back to them for a second. Such inspiring women. Like I just felt like, wow. These women do so much.
And also the fact that they are, you know, some people who've been doing certain things, like Martha Stewart for so long, to really be embracing the new space and be still on the forefront of everything and not just sort of in her comfort zone of what she's
100%.
doing.
They're like cutting edge, like 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really, really incredible. And we're gonna interview some people for you guys to find out what is going on here at the New Friends.
So we would like to welcome, if they are going to, they're busy talking over there.
We're going to pull people out of the audience.
So yeah, exactly. Okay, so we are going to bring up Tim Shea and Mark Douglas, who will be up here in a minute.
Are we interviewing them together or separately? Is Tim coming up first?
I think they're coming up together.
Oh, no? I don't know.
Mark's coming first.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys want to put the mic close to your mouth?
Yes. Should I eat the mic?
We're going to start tap dancing soon.
Yes.
This is very loose and very live. I just want you to know, normally we are sitting in my living room, and then we sit in the editing room and cut it.
True. Wait.
So any of you want to cut this?
Come on.
Well, come on out.
We need a real professional comedian to help us out up here.
Okay. So welcome.
Welcome.
Hi. How
Introduce
are you? yourself. My name is Mark Douglas. Where am I looking? At this camera here?
That camera right over there.
Oh, hi.
Exactly. No, just into air. This is so cutting edge. There are no cameras.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is technology.
Yeah, exactly.
My name is Mark Douglas. I have a show called The Key of Awesome, and we do music parodies. I guess Weird Al would be the closest thing I could relate it to.
So let me ask you, that's exactly what Jen said when we were watching it in our hotel room this morning. But how did you come up with the idea? Is it like you were a comedian already, or were you living in your mom's basement, had nothing to do? I mean, exactly what happened.
No, I was more of the starving comedian angle. I was doing live comedy for years. I was in a comedy duo called The Rob and Mark Show, and we did mostly music parodies, and kind of like Flight of the Conchords or Tenacious D.
Yep.
And we sort of plateaued. We got to a certain point where it just wasn't really going anywhere anymore, so we broke up, and I started, a good friend of mine was writing for a thing called The Obama Girl.
Which we all know Obama Girl.
So I was kind of just like writing things for her to do and songs and stuff, and then I started kind of sneaking in my own ideas on the side, and then the Obama Girl thing the heat came off it a little bit after he got elected. Her job was done.
Right.
So we were scrambling around trying to figure out stuff to do, and I was like, well, I've been making these songs, and those do really well on YouTube. So let's just do a weekly music parody show.
Well, which, by the way, if any of you haven't seen, you have to check out his songs. They are so funny.
So tricky. I mean, wow, you're really tricky.
I mean, I guess what's your motivation, young man?
Exactly.
Well, now it's just pressure, Now it's just, I mean, I think the main ingredient to my writing is panic.
That's good.
I just try to get myself into sticky situations that I have to write my way out of. And a lot of comedians will say get yourself in a jam. Like if I say, hey, I'm going to make a weekly music video show.
Right.
Then you have to do it.
You do. And what about the whole thing with fandemonium? How do you interact with your fans?
I try to interact with them as much as possible. Most of them are about 13 years old, so it's a little creepy if I go too much now. But,
try to keep the personal information limited.
Parental controls, people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Parental controls.
Moms, did you hear that? Your 13-year-old is watching him. Be careful.
Yeah. Well, we have this voicemail line that people can just call and leave me messages. and a lot of times they're like, you know, I love you, Mark, and they're like, you can tell they're really young. And I'm
Okay,
just like,
that's creepy.
I can't believe your mom's letting you watch some of these videos. They're, you know, they're a little edgy, but hey, what
That's
you gonna do?
interesting.
A fan's
though.
a fan.
I've never heard of like a voicemail line. Are there other people in the space that use voicemail lines?
I'm not really sure.
We need to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's definitely entertaining to hear some of the things they say, and they'll leave me songs. You know,
Nice.
they'll sing my songs back to me, and some of them have pretty good ideas.
All right.
So now, do you have sponsorship, or is this just on YouTube? Like, are you making money?
I'm making money.
There we go.
Not, you know, as you can tell by my clothes, not a lot. But basically I was a starving comedian, and now I'm a comedian who's
Eats?
making them. Yes, I have meals.
Good. There we go.
But who are your sponsors?
Well, the company I work for is called Next New Networks, and they own the show.
Let's move a little bit forward.
Yep, we keep moving back.
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna move him forward.
You guys
and
are-
we're okay.
You guys are so scary. No. If I get too close, my wife will get upset. So yes, Next New Networks, they're a great group of people who produce different sites. They produce Indie Mogul, Threadbanger, and they bought the whole Barely Political
Fantastic.
site.
And I think we're going to talk to somebody from Next New
I think
Networks,
so.
right?
Yes, we are going to
Yeah,
talk to
probably
Tim
will.
Shea. Yeah, we'll ask a little bit. Okay, so.
Okay.
Okay, we are going to have another guest. Speaking of Next New Networks, we're going to bring out Tim Shea. And thank you very much,
Yeah.
Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
And you know what? If you can parody Mom Life at some point, we would
We
feel
would
honored.
love that. We would be like, our
Yeah.
show is called Mom Life. You can go to www.jenandbarb.com. Check us out, and we want a parody about us. If you're not successful,
he's like,
you
no,
get
get-
one.
Maybe like a heavy metal mom kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. We're like rocker moms.
Rage Against the Machine mom song.
Exactly.
That'll work.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you. We
Nice
really
to meet you,
appreciate
too.
it. Good luck
Thank you
with all
very
your
much.
stuff.
Oh, hi, Jordan.
great.
Come
Hey,
on in.
Jordan.
Hello. I'm Jen.
Jordan.
Jordan. Hey, I'm Barb. Yes.
Jordan.
By process of elimination,
I've
I
actually
am
heard
Barb.
lots about you. John McCarris and Stephanie talk about you guys all the time.
I hope it's a good thing. You're scaring me.
Okay, so how do you think today is going?
It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. One of the things that we really wanted to make sure that we did this year is give a lot of our clients like permission to participate.
Right.
Because like there's a lot of clients that look at the digital space or digital content and they don't necessarily think it's for them because they don't see the star power, they don't see this or this. So to start off with Ariana and Martha, it gave a lot of
Amazing.
clients like the opportunity to like wade in a little bit further into the ocean, you know?
Right, and they were so informative. I'm, again, so shocked that they tweet and they do Facebook. I mean, Martha Stewart, both of them. I mean, they're so
Oh, I
like,
think Martha was tweeting
I know.
on. Well, I guess the Twitter was down, but she was tweeting on stage. I mean, she's got her finger on the pulse.
definitely.
She talked about it. We had a little breakfast this morning too, for about 10, 15 folks from Digitas and some clients, and she was talking about it.
Why weren't we there?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure why I was there.
They only
but
use us just to do this, and then we don't even get a breakfast.
They were both talking about how they program their own, and maybe this should make sense, but it doesn't always go this way. They program their own tweets. It's them. It's really authentic, and they kind of feel like if they
Well, Jen
don't
and
do it that
I
way.
have had a lot of discussion about that, with tweeting and Facebook, and of course they have viral marketing companies that can cover all that stuff for you and everything. But we're really adamant, for the few times that we do tweet, that we want it to be our own voice, and we want our, Facebooking, tweeting, blogging, everything to be our own voice, because it's important.
You're not tweeters for the most part, like a little
We
bit here
are.
or there.
We're kind of
No, we
getting
are.
it.
We were working on it. We're working on
We
it.
manage kids. My God, their kids are grown, Ariana and Martha.
So what's your agenda then? Why do you tweet? Like, if you try to find the authenticity in it, where is it?
I mean, for me, I think our whole kind of mission statement of our show is that moms are not alone. So if there's a mom that's in Minneapolis or there's a mom in Idaho, and you know what? Me saying, oh my God, my husband is just ruining my day, just might make her laugh and be like, okay, my
Her
husband's ruining
husband
my
is really nice.
No, he is. He is.
Do you know my
But-
wife?
But just that connection, because I know, like, if I'm having a bad day and I call Jen, I talk to her for 2 minutes, and I'm like, you know what, it's all good. I just switch it off. And moms connect in that way. So for us, that tweeting, like, my kid is screaming in the back, somebody help me. Or my favorite one is, I now know all the words to Taylor Swift. she's now my new favorite artist because that's all I listen to.
Congratulations.
Because that's what I listen to with my
She's
kids.
actually quite talented.
She is.
At least, you know, there's worse people to listen to.
But I think that connection for us, and we try to be helpful and just sharing the information and kind of the vulnerability that Ariana Huffington was talking about, which I completely agree with. You can't ask your audience to share with you if you're not going to share with them.
Totally.
And I think that has been, wouldn't you agree, Jen? That's been our thing since the beginning.
No, very much so. I think that's the sort of barrier we broke down in our show by doing kind of the reality footage that we do, is to show that you are not alone. And I think that Ariana put her finger on the pulse with that, is that it's a different kind of medium. You are relating. And no, you don't want people in your personal life completely, but by sort of exposing some vulnerability and who you are, I think people have a better comfort level.
Yeah, they feel, you know, you've got to relate.
Totally.
So if there's anything you want people to take away from today, what do you think it would be?
Well, it's real for me. It's the permission to participate. I mean, so I have a lot of the clients that are here, and we've got American Express, Kraft, TIAA, Kraft, Miller Coors, Mars.
I saw KitchenAid here. KitchenAid, Jenner, Goodyear.
There's a lot of clients who are experimenting, and they're doing a lot of great work in this space, and some of it is thanks to them, some of it is thanks to the work that we do with them. But at the same time, there's still, whether they're wading in or whether they're already swimming, I really honestly think there's more that they can do at all times.
100%.
So,
Absolutely.
We're seeing wrap up here, but I do want to ask you guys one quick question.
Yes.
Do you guys feel like you're working in an auto show? Like,
Yes.
You kind of feel like...
I'm waiting for the car to come right out here, and we're going to give one today.
Okay, we do have one. Yes, I do, and I'm going to do my little dance now, because that was an auto show we would do, you know, something like that. So thank you, Jordan, very much. Yeah, exactly. The truth.
Here it comes.
I'm going to start doing some sort of time steps. Thank you very much. Yes, no, we are not coming.
Who's next? Okay, Lance.
All right.
Oh, we just met Lance. Yay!
Yes,
Come
hello,
in the middle,
Lance.
We always like a sandwich. There you go.
That's excellent. How are you?
So Lance, come tell us about you.
So I'm Lance Podell. I'm the CEO of Next New Networks. We are a web original series producer. We produce multiple vertical networks in all sorts of niches, whether it's Indie Mogul for independent filmmaking, Threadbanger DIY fashion, Barely Political and Barely Digital, which are comedy around politics and digital. Hungry Nation, which is a food network. We do about 60 million views a month, and we are nearing our billionth view probably in June.
And I think you guys have about 10 Webbies to your name.
Yeah, about 10 Webbies. 10 Webbies.
Are we
impressive.
on them, Jen? We're not on
Excuse me?
them.
No, you're not, but we can talk.
Let me ask you.
BBE, watch out. No, I'm kidding. No,
That's a good friend.
Let me ask you, if I'm kind of a new person out there and I'm looking to get in the space, what kind of content are you guys looking for?
So it's a great question, because we have a program called the Next New Creators Program.
I love that.
And so right now what we're doing, rather than producing a lot of our own content, now that YouTube and other great environments like YouTube have become a really amazing farm for great talent and people are putting their work out there, we're now partnering with somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 creators. And what happens is they come to us. We actually, on our website, you can come to the Next New Creators section, sign up. We actually also go out and try to do some talent work ourselves, talent scouting.
Right.
And we help people with their marketing, packaging, and syndication, helping them build brands that will then translate on YouTube. So for example, you're going to see some of our video later from Auto-Tune the News. They were doing about 10 to 20,000 views an episode on YouTube. They're now doing between 500,000 and 1 million views an episode, sitting under our Barely brand.
And do you do that by getting them sponsors?
Well, first what we do is we bring them in and promise that we try to get them three things. One is the support they need to build a great show, whether it's editing, whether it's the studio, whether it's just access to our creative and strategic talent. Second thing is fame. How do we help you guys get bigger? How do we help you find an audience so that whether your aspirations are more and more web video or TV or film, we become that entree for you, And then the third thing is revenue. So we have a revenue sharing relationship with these partners where we try to bring advertisers that come to us and we share that advertiser love with the creators that we work with.
And let me ask you, what's considered successful in the space? You talk about views. Everybody talks about views.
Right.
So if I'm out there and I'm getting 1 million views, is that successful? What's kind of the threshold on that?
I think the way to look at the threshold on viewership is by vertical. So a comedy vertical should expect many more views than, say, a do-it-yourself fashion vertical, right? They're very different. So we do a few million views a month on Threadbanger, and in our opinion, that's a home run. We've got a lot of passionate, enthusiastic women, young women, creating their own clothing and pocketbooks and accessories.
Right.
And then we've got comedy, which will do 30, 40 million views a month because the web is still primarily a comedy vehicle. One of my great missions in life at the moment is to make sure that people, when they come to watch online video on the web, remember it's not just comedy. It's everything else. Everybody of every different passionate interest group is here, but you have to have real discoverability tools on the web to help people find that stuff. Right, and I think that's where we are in the moment in time, too.
Great tips.
So are people working, is your model sort of a syndication model as well? Like people come to your site, but then you syndicate it out?
We are so about 10% of our viewership is on our site. The other 90% is in everywhere from Yahoo to iTunes to YouTube. Much of it on YouTube because YouTube has the primary market share, right?
100%.
But we partnered over time. We've partnered with 30 to 35 different venues as distribution sources, but different distribution sources. But the web is really winnowed down a bit, right? We're really starting to build a real community of who's going to matter in terms of where the distribution will be, and we're with all of them, and we're really watching them all grow dramatically. So, like I said, beginning of this year, we were doing 30 million views a month. We're doing 60 million views a month come June.
Wow.
It's such an I feel so honored to be in this space. I mean,
me too.
Little
Jen
did
and
we
I
know
talk
when
about
we, came up with the show and for lunch one day, and that we would be part of this amazing space. So, it sounds like you guys are doing wonderful things. It's so lovely to talk to you, and I think we're actually going to head back to the
whatever the second half of this upfront.
Thank you very much.
New Fronts.
Really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Thanks.
exactly.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. So,
Now you guys, we're way in the back of the house and we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
So we are going to wrap it up from the Digital Content New Fronts here in New York City, and we will see you later.
We will. Hope you got some good information.
All right. See you later.
Yeah, we're good.